Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the sports segment of the weekend show. I'm Ayo Adams, and I'll be walking you through the happenings in the world of sports, particularly the African Cup of Nations that is going on in Cameroon. And then we'll move straight into the Italian Coppa Italia that happened over the week. And then we'll go into the Premier League to tell you about the major fixture coming up this weekend in the English Premier League. And then finally, we will end with tennis, where we'll go talk about the Australian Open that's kicking off in Melbourne on Monday. So we'll begin with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who's put up a thrilling performance against the Pharaohs of Egypt on opening day in Cameroon at the African Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles was nothing but stellar and was dubbed up as one of the best performers that has been seen so far in the African Cup of Nations in 2022. The game kicked off with the Super Eagles being brilliant, setting up their structure and their composure to play the game. Before, in the 30 minutes, a cross coming from the right wing from winger Moses Simon, which got latched back to Joe Aribo, and then finally beautifully struck by Kelechi Iheanacho, popularly called Senior Man Kels by the Nigerians. And that gave the Super Eagles the lone goal lead that they needed to convert and get the 3 points against the Pharaohs of Egypt. Mohamed Salah was held at bay throughout the course of the game. And with me this morning to discuss all the updates from the African Cup of Nations virtually is Raphael Church Arokodare. Church, can you hear me? Good morning. Good morning, Church. Can you hear me? Okay, little bit of technical difficulties there.
Good morning.
All right, all right.
I can't actually hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you, but I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? All right. Moving on, we're talking about the Super Eagles and how they performed against the Pharaohs of Egypt. It was a beautiful performance. Coach Austin Eguavoen.
No, I can't hear you. I still can't hear you.
Coach Austin Eguavoen made it clear that his players were nothing but excellent on the day and they still need to improve. So, Church, tell us, just like you are and just like I am and all other Nigerians across the world and here in the country, how was your perception about the Super Eagles' performance against Egypt? What is your take on the Super Eagles' performance? Were you shocked or were you expecting that to build up? Okay, I think we're still dealing with technical difficulties with our virtual guest. Still talking about the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are going to be taking on Sudan later today by 5 p.m. Make sure you stay tuned and see that game. Now moving on to the host, the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon have now qualified as the first team, the host, and the first team to qualify into the knockout stages. Their top man, Vincent Abubakar, was nothing but stellar as they played Ethiopia and defeated them 4-1. Vincent Abubakar is now the top scorer in the African Cup of Nations with 4 goals in 2 games. Cameroon was also the first team who scored the highest amount of goals. They scored the highest amount of goals so far in the tournament, scoring 6 goals, 2 goals in their first opening game. Both penalties coming from captain Vincent Abubakar. And then he also scored 2 goals with Ekambi on the second match day as they won the game 4-1. Now, still moving on, another issue we talk about is Burkina Faso, who also made a big showdown in their own fixture too against Cape Verde as they came out on top to win the game 1-0. And they're also giving themselves a lifeline going into the third round of the competition. The third round of the competition will start in a couple of days' time, but the second round of the competition will kick off today at Cameroon. Moving on, there was also a major issue that happened in the Nations Cup as referee Gianni Sikazwe, controversial officiating at the African Cup of Nations. He first ended the game at 85 minutes. And then they went on a break. They came back, started the game all over. Started the game. He ended it 89th minutes again. There was a lot of uproar across the world of football, in the FCON, and across all the major fans were talking about it as to how this happened. Well, one of the major reasons why this happened was because at the stadium there was no screen to display the time, but also that was also an error. Fans across the world displayed their irk that was an error on the referee's side, ending the game. As you can see up on your screen, you can see the Tunisia coach. There was a game between Tunisia and Mali. The Tunisian coach came on the pitch. The Tunisia bench came on the pitch to come and accost the referee, telling him that that was a wrong move and wrong decision about how he went about the game. And then CAF came out finally to defend him, saying that he was dehydrated and he had health issues, and afterwards he was taken to the hospital. But the Tunisian people and the Tunisian fans and home-based people are still complaining that that was a wrong move by the referee. We'll wait to see how CAF goes on to treat this issue. And still moving on, still talking about the African Cup of Nations, we'll still have a lot of games still happening over the weekend. We have Super Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on Sudan today, while Egypt will be taking on Guinea. Well, we're now moving into the Italian football, where the current champions of the SeriaA, Inter Milan, defeated Juventus in the Supercoppa Italia over the course of the week, defeating that game 2-1. Alexis Sanchez was the man who got that final goal for Inter Milan as they won that game. And it was a big uproar in Italy because Inter Milan are now, they lost their coach, lost their star player Romelu Lukaku, lost one of their favorite right backs, Achraf Hakimi, lost Christian Eriksen to health issues, and now they are still back in the race for the Scudetto, and also they've picked up a trophy at the beginning of the year. Now, talking about big clashes that are still going to happen, we'll move into Premier League, where we have Manchester City table leaders going toe-to-toe with Chelsea later today. The game is the first kickoff game in the Premier League this afternoon. It's going to be happening this afternoon. We're going to have Manchester City playing of Chelsea, first and second on the table with 10 points difference. Manchester City currently lead the Premier League table with 53 points, while Chelsea at second with 43 points. How will that game go? Let us know. Twitter is back, so go to our Twitter handle, go underneath and comment. Let us know how you think the game will go. Will it be Manchester City taking all 3 points, now making it 56 points at the helm of the table, now leading Chelsea with 16 points? Or will Chelsea turn the table aside and go ahead to win that game against the defending champions of the Premier League? Go on to our Instagram and our Twitter pages to put down your comments, your scoreline, your predictions, and you might be the lucky winner of our weekend prediction show. Moving on, we'll now go into tennis, where we'll talk about the Australian Open. The first major Grand Slam of the year will kick off in Melbourne as stars will align for the first Grand Slam of the year. Star-studded lineup with Russia's Daniil Medvedev, the world #2, is going to be on scene. And the king of clay, Rafael Nadal, is also back into the scene. Daniil Medvedev is up on your screen. It's there. He's going to be participating in this year's Australian Open, looking to take away the trophy away from his counterpart Novak Djokovic. Rafael Nadal will also be on display as he's now back from his injury, and he picked up also a trophy in Melbourne at the beginning of the year. He looks prepared and ready to take another Grand Slam. Would he be able to take it? We'll wait to see. Also in that, we'll still have German Alexander Zverev, world #3, who also participating in the Australian Open. He will also be looking to add to his tally, and we're going to have the star man of the Canadian team. We have Ogier also up there on your screen. He's also going to be participating in the Australian Open, the first major Grand Slam of the year. But now talking about Novak Djokovic, I didn't mention his name when I began. Novak Djokovic's visa has now been cancelled yet again by Australia for the second time. Novak Djokovic won his appeal on Monday when he appealed for his visa to be overturned by the Australian authorities. That was overturned. He won the case, and he has since moved on to practicing for the beginning of the Grand Slam. But unfortunately, yesterday the news broke that Australia has once again cancelled the visa of Novak Djokovic. Sad to see that the 9-time Grand Slam champion, the 9-time champion of the Australian Open, the current holder of the Australian Open championship, might not be featuring in the tournament when it kicks off on Monday. Would this story be overturned? Would Djokovic still get his way and participate in the first Grand Slam of the year without being fully vaccinated? We'll wait to see that. But go on that to our Twitter page, go on our Instagram and our social media platforms. Go there and comment. Let us know what you think about the Novak Djokovic and the COVID saga that has been going on so far in Australia. Now, before we go, I just want to know, can Church hear me? Is he back on the line? All right, then. Well, I'm sad to tell you that our virtual guest could not join us due to technical difficulties. But the Super Eagles are going to be playing Sudan later on today by 5 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Make sure that you support the Super Eagles. Another 3 points will send these boys into the next round of the championship while they get ready for their round of 16. And that might also give room to the coach to get to play other players. Well, go to our Instagram handle, go to our Twitter page. Let us know what you think about the Super Eagles clash. Let us know what you think is going to turn out. Go under there and predict your scoreline. How do you think the game will turn out? Do you think the Super Eagles are going to be complacent today because of all the praises that they got from their first game? Do you think that they're going to step up their bar and increase the level of performance that they put out in the first outing against Egypt? Let us know in the comment section below. what you think and how you think the Nigerian game against Sudan is going to pan out today. Well, my name is Ayo Adams. That's all I have for you on the sports segment of the Weekend Show. Stay tuned. The Weekend Show is still on. See you next time. Bye-bye.